I sure am. And if you're watching this today, what we're going to cover is a very important topic in personal development, and that is how to cultivate endless motivation and really to give you that drive to reach your goals. Because have you ever experienced this moment where you're like extremely, and I mean extremely excited about something, and then 2 weeks pass and that excitement is gone, right? That's what I want to avoid, right? So in this video, what I'm gonna cover is the main key elements that will help you find that motivation in life so that you can reach your goals, so that you can become more successful in business or in your career, so that you can have more success socially, right? So that you can have success at whatever it is you choose to put your attention towards. So that's what we're gonna cover today, starting with the first thing here, and that is you need to have a clear goal. And I know this sounds extremely obvious, but this is something that literally, and I mean literally, saved my life. So let me tell you a quick story. Back when I was in high school, I was maybe like 13 years old. I was being bullied on a day-to-day basis, and that led me to have completely destroyed my self-esteem, right? I was being bullied every day, and people are like telling me I was shit, and I started to believe it, right? I didn't have any self-esteem. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't have any social skills. I had none of those things, none at all. And I was falling into depression because I didn't see a way out of this. I didn't see a way forward that was better than what I had currently. And so I was thinking about, what's the point of life? And I thought, like, you know what? Maybe I'll just end it all, right? But that's where a goal and a vision for your life is key. Because in those moments, I'm like, you know what? No, screw that shit. I can do so much more than this life right now. And so at that point, I made up my mind. I would become way more successful than any of my bullies could ever dream of. And I mean, financially, in business, in life in general, right? That was the thing that kept me going. That was my driving force from which I did all of the work on myself and later on in business that I have done. If I did not have a solid goal in mind, I would literally not be here today. So let that sink in for a moment. I would literally not be here. So it's clear that you need to have a big goal in life. And here's the thing, your goals need to be a bit intimidating to you, right? They need to be exciting, right? If it's a goal where you're like, you know what, I can do this in 2 weeks, that's not gonna get you excited. You need a goal where it's like, oh my God, if I can achieve this, it would be amazing. It would be the biggest and the best thing in the world, right? If your goals don't excite you, if they don't bring a huge smile to your face, even thinking about it, it is not big enough. So the first thing you need to really think about is, what is that big goal that I have for my life? Where do I see myself going in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years? And guess what? This doesn't have to be set in stone. But for now, you need to have something so compelling that it drives you forward. And next up, I've got a quick and important question for you. So I want you to answer me this. Why do you need to reach your goal? And I mean need to reach your goal. Not why do you want this? Not why is this a nice to have? Not why is this, oh, this would be cool to do in my life. Why do you need to reach your goal? What's in it for you? What's in it for the people around you? What's in it for the world, right? You need to think about those things, because if you do not have a compelling reason why, you will not succeed, period. Or at least there's a 99% chance that you will fail. That's how important this thing here on the screen is. Why do you need to reach your goals? And let me tell you, for this, there's a technique called the trail of whys. So really, what I want you to do right now is think about the reason that you have for wanting your goal right now. So it can be, oh yeah, I want to make a lot of money, right? That can be a goal for you. Good. Why is this goal important to you? And write that down. Write down your goal, write down the answer to why is this goal important to me. What you're going to do is you're going to take the answer to that question of why. And you're going to ask yourself again, why is this important to me? Why is it? Right? It can be, oh yeah, I want to make a lot of money. Why is that important to me? Oh, I want to quit this job that I hate. Okay, why is it important to do this so? Well, I'm not living the life that I desire. And so I want to have a career path where I'm in control, right? I want to be my own boss. Again, you're going to ask yourself the question, why again? Okay, so why do you want to be your own boss? Oh, yeah, I want to have time freedom. Okay, cool. Why do you want to have time freedom? And it's like, if you go down this trail, you might end up with something like, when I was growing up as a child, my parents were never there for me. It was always the nanny. And so I want to always be there for the important events in my child's life, right? So let me ask you this. Which one is going to be that endless motivation? Which one is going to be that drive for you to move forward with your goals? Is it, I want to make a lot of money? Or is it, I want to be the parent that my children deserve while having the life that I enjoy and the time freedom that comes with it, right? That is the crucial thing here. So I'll ask this once more. Why do you need to reach your goals? Need, right? Why are you willing to do whatever it takes to achieve that? And for that, I really urge you to take out this piece of paper along with a pen. Actually write this down instead of just thinking about it. Put this thing into writing. And this is going to be the first key component to having endless motivation in life to reach your goals. So the second thing then is something that people don't really like to talk a lot about in personal development. And that is pain, right? In personal development, everyone's like, oh yeah, think positively, sing kumbaya by the campfire, and everything is gonna work itself out. Well, fuck that. The thing is, there is gonna be pain in your life. And there's two main things to take into account with this. And that's number one. Here's the thing. If you are on a trip at like Antarctica and you look around you and it's like suddenly behind you there's a polar bear chasing you, you are gonna run faster than you have ever ran in your life. You gotta do whatever it takes to get away from that, right? If that is a life and that situation, you will do whatever it takes, right? So right now, if you are working on your goals and you can't find the motivation, if I were to put you in prison, literally put you in prison, and the only way to get out in your entire life is to every day for a year in that prison do the hard things, right? Do the work that you say you're gonna do. Are you gonna do it? Well, probably, right? If you have the means to actually do it, that is, but you're gonna do it. Why? Because now your entire life, your entire freedom is predicated on you doing the work, right? So fear and pain, they can be very powerful motivators. And I mean incredibly powerful motivators in your life. So use that, right? Most people just they try to hide from the pain. They are like, oh my God, I don't want to feel this. And they are like, okay, positive affirmations. Let's think positively. Let's just put a smile on my face, even though I know it's fake. No, what you want to do is you want to embrace that pain. You want to know what it's like when you do not reach your goals. You want to know what it feels like when you stay stuck and you keep spinning your wheels. You need to have those emotions in place. You need that. Why? Because that's an away from, motivation, right? There's always two sides. There's the why do I want this? What do I want? That's the pull. On the other side, there's the what do I want to get away from? And if you combine the two, now you have that bear chasing you, which means you want to run harder than anything you've done in your life, right? You want to get away from the pain. You want to get away from the struggle, right? And that's a powerful motivator. But at the same time, you're not just in a scarcity mindset because you're driven by something bigger than yourself. You're driven by abundance. And that's a very powerful motivator as well. So when you combine the two, that's where the magic spot really is. And so, what I want you to think about is, what is it that I'm running away from? Right now, there are things that you're just hiding, that you're sweeping under the rug, right? You are doing things to get away from that. Oh, yeah, I want to have money so that I, don't feel bad about being broke, right? Use that as your driving force. And so, if you combine those two, you have a very solid foundation. And now, what I want to get into is your anti goals, right? Because let's be honest, there's this thing here. There is this little thing that we call your phone. Distractions, in other words. There is Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Netflix, there's anything, right? You can medicate yourself with all of these things. And actually, this goes further than just your phone, of course. You can drink alcohol and not feel bad about your shitty life, right? So, what I want you to think about is, what are the main things that can get in the way of you reaching your goals? What are those things, right? Is it falling victim to distractions like Instagram, like TikTok, like Netflix? Is it alcohol? Is it seeking validation from other people, even though you know it's not the right thing for you? So, whatever it is, I want you to think of, what are my pitfalls? What are the things that can get away in, like, the road to my goal, that road to being my best fucking self? What are the things that get in the way? And again, write those down on a piece of paper. So, okay, I want to do this thing. It's important to me because of these reasons. I want to get away from the pain because of these reasons. And now, what can go wrong along the way? And now, what I want you to think about is, why is it crucial to not fall into those traps, right? Oh, if maybe Instagram or social media is a problem for you that distracts you, why is it that whenever you feel that temptation, which, by the way, there will always be distractions, there will always be pain. And I'll get back to that in just a moment as well. But when you feel those temptations, why do you need to put them to the side, right? Why do you need to go for your goals anyway? Why is it important to resist that temptation, whatever you want to call it, a distraction, temptation, the devil tempting you, whatever it is for you? Why do you need to resist? Why do you need to have the discipline and the motivation to say, no, screw that? Because that's what it comes down to. Yes, I know procrastination is a painful thing. I've struggled with it for over a decade, and sometimes I still fall back into it. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. It is a difficult one. It's a painful one to choose, but you can do this. And so you need to be aware of, what can go wrong. So, because if you do that, if you take that step of saying, this is my pitfall, now you're like walking, and now because you're aware of it, it's in the top of your mind, right? Now you're like, that ground over there looks very suspicious. And now you can walk around that pitfall instead of just walking straight on ahead and falling into it. If you are aware of your flaws, right? Now you can take a course of action to alleviate those things, right? And maybe that means that you take this thing when you're wanting to do the work and you just literally throw it away. Literally just throw the damn thing away, right? And that's something that's got to prevent those distractions from showing up. So, next up, what I want you to know about pain. It's always gonna be here. And I mean always. There is always gonna be trouble in your life, right? There is no way around this, right? Even millionaires have money problems. And guess what? Their problems are even bigger than the broke person living on the streets. We all have problems. Some problems are better than others, of course, but we all have problems. So, what I want you to think about is what pain and what suffering are you willing to endure in order to reach the goals that you set for yourself? What are you willing to do that? For example, if you want to have a great body, you want to have muscles, you want to be in shape, right? Here's the thing, not being in shape has problems for your health. It has problems for how attractive you are. It has problems in maybe your relationships, in your dating life, right? But that goal towards getting fit, getting in shape, that has problems as well, right? You need to be going to the gym regularly, right? You need to mind your diet. And maybe you need to say, I'm not going to eat this food that I love, but that is not healthy for me, right? That's a sacrifice as well. That's pain. That's suffering, right? So, what are you willing to do in order to reach your goals? What is that suffering that you are willing to go through in order to reach your goals? And that's a truly, you know, it's not the traditional way personal development likes to look at this. It's like, oh yeah, just do whatever you want and life is going to work out. Well, no, you're going to have pain, and it's up to you to decide, is this worth it for me? And if the answer is yes, you are going to need to do whatever it takes. Even though that means struggling right now to have a better life a year from now, right? It means having the discipline to say, you know what? This fucking sucks right now. I don't want to spend this time and energy doing this, but I know it's going to be worth it in the future. And if you can do that, now you can move forward. And the final thing, and perhaps the most important piece of the puzzle, is to do something you love. If you are in it just for the end result, you are likely to fail. Why? Because of that pain I just described, right? That pain is going to be persistent. It's always going to be there. And so you need to find something where you're like, this is hard. It's difficult, but I love the challenge of going to the gym every day. I love pushing myself to the limit, right? I love creating a video like this for you, right? For me, this is something I actually enjoy doing. And that doesn't make it any easier, right? It sucks to create these videos, and right now I'm doing this live. There are zero, and I mean zero people on this live, right? That's something that can feel demotivating. But if you know why you are doing this, if you know what the consequences are for not doing it, and if you're doing something that you actually enjoy, you will keep going with it. Because if I didn't have those three things, I would have quit a year ago. And actually, this is one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life, right? I started a YouTube channel back in like almost a decade ago when there was way less competition. I mean, way less. I could publish a video and get 100 views without even trying. And right now, I'm like, even to get double digits is hard work, right? It would have been so much easier. But at that time, I quit because I didn't really have that burning vision, that desire for myself. And most of all, I didn't have the confidence in myself. I was doing things to seek the approval of other people. And that's not going to work. You need to first have a solid foundation of confidence and trust in yourself. And that allows you to then go out there and get whatever goal there is for you. So these three things, a burning, actually, there's more than three things. So let's line it up. Your goals. You need to have something that's so compelling that it drives you forward, that it's almost like a magnet pulling you in, right? If you don't have that, if your goals don't excite you, you're not going to achieve them. You need to know exactly why it is that you want to achieve your goals. That's pretty obvious, right? Why must you succeed? Why is failure not even an option that's on your mind, right? You need to know that because that's going to be your fuel, right? Imagine you're in the car. Your goal is the direction you're going to go in, and your reason why, your motivation for why you need to achieve that. That's the gas that's in the tank. Because here's what most people do: they have a little bit of a goal, but they're not too excited about it, and I don't really know why to achieve it. And so that's like starting your car and going somewhere in that direction, not sure why exactly, and then going with just a little bit of fuel in the tank. And that's why people go for like a week where they're excited and then crash, right? They just fall back into old patterns. And that's the thing. That's what I want you to avoid. So again, goal that is compelling to you, knowing why you want to do this, knowing what's going to happen when you don't do this thing, having that pain to run away from, right? That kind of motivation as well. Then there is the embracing of the hard things, right? You need to love the journey or else you're gonna quit. Period. You need those four things. And if you have those four in order, motivation will never, ever in your life be a problem. You will have cultivated endless motivation and a drive to reach your goals. And just to get this straight, to get this clear, does this mean you will never, ever struggle? No, you will struggle. Sometimes there's days where it's like, oh my God, I feel exhausted. I don't want to do this. I just want to go back to bed and just take a nap, right? There's going to be those days as well. But once you have those clear things, you have the clear vision, you know why you're doing this, and you are doing something that you enjoy overall, you can pull yourself through the hard times. And so, what I want you to keep in mind here, and the thing that I want to leave you with, is this. I talked about having these huge goals, right? But having huge goals can be hugely intimidating as well. And so, what you want to do is you want to have that huge goal and then chunk it down to smaller daily habits. You want to have your daily method of operation where you're like, okay, I need to do these three things today. And if I do those, I'm getting closer to my goals. And so, for that, I have created a free training to build new habits into your life the right way. And I say the right way because most people in life, they have no clue how to actually build habits in a way where they stick. That's why people are like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours, 5 times a week. And they do it for 1 week and then they crash, right? I don't want that to happen to you. And so this free training, absolutely free, is going to give you the number one mistake that almost everybody makes when it comes to building habits. And if you make this mistake, I can guarantee you your habits will not stick, period. And so if you follow this training, you will be able to build new habits into your life, and they will be lasting habits. They will stay with you for life. And so that's the important thing here. So go ahead, get this training. There's going to be a link below this video as well. Or you can just go to the URL you see on your screen right here. Get this free training. It's absolutely fucking worth it to do. And so the other thing is, if you're liking this video, which is basically coming to an end, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel or follow or whatever it is on the channel that you're watching this to make sure that you get the rest of these trainings, because I'm doing a lot of more free content for you that will help you go from where you are today to where you really want to go. I'm here to help you achieve your goals, your dreams, your desires, your passions. That's why I'm here. I hope you can sense my energy with this. My goal is to help you reach your goals. So go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, and get that free training. And again, I'm Michael. Nice to meet you. If this is the first time meeting, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and I'm looking forward to helping you now and in the future. But for today, this is it. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.